Hey, warriors. So, I want to talk about this storm, and you don't have to believe me. All you have to do is look inside yourself, okay? I don't want to talk about this storm in the way that other people are talking about it. You know, um, the conspiracy, the doom, the fear. Not like that. Because sometimes, nature doesn't want to punish us, it wants to reflect. You know, we're used to asking all the time, what does this mean? Is this a sign? Is something bad coming? But nature, it doesn't speak in warnings. Do you know what I'm saying? It speaks in patterns. Storms show us externally what is already happening internally, collectively. Okay? We're all built up. We're all, pressurized. We have a fuck ton of unreleased energy, systems that are way overstretched, emotions with nowhere to go. But that doesn't mean catastrophe, guys. That means honesty. Look at the world right now, okay? People are overwhelmed, they're reactive, they're freaking exhausted, they're carrying too much, holding things they can't hold anymore. Okay? Storms move the way suppressed energy moves. Slowly at first, then suddenly, then with force, then with clearing. You still with me? And it's not to destroy, but to redistribute energy. You understand? I think that's why so many people right now feel so personal about this. When I think number one, it's because we're not separate from nature. That's number one. Number two, when the collective nervous system is tight, the world mirrors tension. When emotions are bottled up, pressure seeks release. And that's not a mystical fucking punishment, guys. That's coherence. You know, um, the same intelligence, okay, that moves weather moves through us. You understand? You know, a mirror event doesn't ask you to fucking start panicking or start being, scared. It's asking for awareness. And I just think that, you know, this storm, is asking things of us like, where are we holding pressure that we're refusing to release? Where are we bracing instead of adapting? What truth have we been outrunning? Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And what needs to move, emotionally, mentally, energetically. Because a lot of us, there's a lot of that going on, you know? I just, if you feel unsettled, don't project it outward. That's all I'm asking anybody to do. Get curious and go inward. You understand? If I don't know, I just think that we don't need to fight this. We don't need to dramatize it. We don't need to spiritualize it away. We need to slow down, ground into our bodies, stay present, regulate our nervous systems, and simplify. You know, when storms come, the most powerful thing we can do is get still inside. Do you know what I mean? Um, and that's stillness is alignment. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's all that this is asking of us right now. Um, I don't know. This obviously isn't the end of the world. You know, it's not a punishment. It's not a sign you should start fucking panicking. Do you know what I mean? Um, I also don't think, that this is proof that something outside of us controls us. Yes, I'm not dumb. I understand what they do. Okay? I get that. But nature doesn't, dominate consciousness. All I'm saying is that it reflects it. So keep that in mind, I guess. Take this reflection as an opportunity, not as a threat, I guess is all I'm saying. Storms don't last, but fucking clarity does, dude. And after pressure releases, things feel cleaner, quieter, more honest. That's a gift, and I just think that if we try to see it like that, I don't know. I know that it feels intense, and I don't know. I just think that if we ground it, trust that we already know how to meet this, because we do. My electricity is about to go out, I think. I don't know. I just think that we'll see this a lot easier. I love you guys.